Hi guys, it's Catherine, and it's time for this week's My Kinda Recaps. And this video is super exciting because with All For One on hiatus for this week and then part of next week, I decided that I would do a full season recap of All For One. And because I know that it would suck to make you sit here while I read you all my notes from every episode, we're gonna do this crazy thing, rapid fire time. So this video will be under 10 minutes long and will tell you everything you need to know about the season. Yep, under 10 minutes, which is gonna be a lot of fast talking because we all know that my videos involve a lot of babbling, and I hope that's why you like them. Alright, so if you haven't seen My Kinda Recaps before, I have been weekly recapping the episodes of All For One over on KindaTV. And for the first time ever, we present the entire season of All For One in one video because the live event is coming and we all need a recap before the live event. And you should binge it beforehand. But this video will be a quick refresher in case you don't have time to binge or are planning to binge and then have a break between the binge and live session. So let's get to the recap. So All For One focuses on Dorothy Castlemore, who is a freshman in college who has the desire to join Mu Sigma Theta MST. And this is the sorority she really wants to get into. It's her dream. Her grandmother was in it. She wants to be in it. Her roommate Connie is also rushing MST. And it turns out that her cousin is the president, Anne, who is Dorothy's role model for life, forever. She's a feminist wonderkind. And so she's super excited because she and Connie will be rushing together. But you see, there have already been some issues because Dorothy picked a fight with a jerk who was catcalling, who is referred to as Douche Canoe, later Douche Fort. So turns out she and this guy have issues. They will continue to have issues. There's also some lovely romantic chemistry between Connie and Dorothy. And they kiss, but Connie has a girlfriend! No. Okay, so Dorney has a bit of a snag. That's the ship name for Connie and Dorothy. Dorothy, though, meets a guy named Miller, who initially seems pretty cool. He's a chill dude, could be great. So the two of them hang out a lot, play video games. He likes her for her video game skills. Dorothy winds up meeting some awesome ladies from MST named Alex, Ariana, and Portia. They rescue her from a crazy fight-ish situation that breaks out when she beats Douche Fort at an arm wrestling contest. So they become fast friends, except when Alex finds out that Dorothy is rushing MST, she freaks out a little because they're not supposed to hang out with pledges. Yeah, no, big no-no. They're not allowed to show preference, so they have to leave, even though all three of them really like her. So rushing continues, and Dorothy thinks it's gone really well. They had a night. She met Anne. It was great. She's super excited. Yeah, super excited. Except she finds out that she doesn't get a bid from MSD. And Dorothy feels like her life is over. And Dorothy falls into a bit of it's rough. It's super rough. She becomes a blanket burrito. And Connie tries to get her out of her blanket burrito-ness. But even with the help of Dorothy's online friends, the Inseparables, who are the people that Dorothy's been communicating with since high school, completely over the internet, which is how the show is set up, they pop up in the corner and have lovely dialogues, and they're great and wonderful, and I love the Inseparables. The live event will let you be a real Inseparable. But Connie, even with the help of the Inseparables, can't get Dorothy moving, so she calls in the heavy hitters, Ariana, Portia, and Alex. They eventually get Dorothy up and moving. She's finally back, sort of to herself. And Miller wants her to be his girlfriend, which is awesome, except we had learned that Alex had this boyfriend named Anton, who's kind of sketchy, but she was in love with him, but they broke up, sort of. He didn't want to go live in a group home, but he didn't want to be with his aunt and uncle, and he just ran away, and and Alex thought that he had died. She didn't know what happened to him. She was freaking out. Well, she and the other ladies get to meet Miller, and Miller is Anton! What? Yeah, that involves a lot of moving past some issues between Alex and Anton, and then Alex and Dorothy. And it gets a little weird because Anton seems to be hitting on Alex still, which is super awkward, but Dorothy and Connie are still kind of feelings. There are still feelings. But they decide that when they find out, it turns out that Dorothy and Connie didn't get bids because Rick, this super annoying jerk who is president of the student union, blocked Anne, like forced Anne not to give them bids because he has something on Anne. Douchefort, it turns out, I'm sorry for the snapping, works for Rick the Dick and sort of may have been the reason that Dorothy didn't get a bid either. So there's a plan to take Rick down a little. They try to do it through like regular channels and that doesn't work. There's a food fight with fruit and they have to make up a new plan. The new plan involves Anton / Miller. They decide to bug Rick's office to try and get dirt on him, and Miller helps. The bug, though, doesn't really work. They don't get a lot of information. Well, Miller decides that they should do something more, and they push to do more stuff, because you see the talking at the meeting and the event with the bugging were all Alex's ideas, and he says that those are 2 failed plans by Alex, so they should try something else. And they do. They enlist Portia, the lovely, lovely Portia, to get Douchefort to look like he's revealing secrets so that Rick will fire him, and then they can use this like secret knowledge to mess around with Rick. Well, they use Portia to get Rick fired. To get Douchefort fired, which happens. But then Douchefort appears and is like, you have no idea what's happening. You don't know who Anton is. Oh my god, Dorothy, no. Which seems kind of like a bad sign when the dude who hates you is like, dude, look out. So that happens, but then Portia gets this message because she's really upset that she got Douchefort fired, even though he's a jerk. So when she gets an invitation to meet with Rick, there's like a secret whisper conversation between Dorothy and Miller in which they plan up something slightly more devious. It turns out that Portia takes Ariana, her girlfriend, Portiana forever. They go to see Rick, and apparently Ariana dropped off meth. She hid meth in his office to try and get him arrested. Yeah, arrested, because Miller and Dorothy thought that was a great plan. Note that Miller is the one who's sort of pushing things along. This is important later. So Portia is irate and is like, we're done, I'm not doing this anymore. And she is like, guys, this is terrible. But Ariana doesn't agree with her, and so Portia leaves and Ariana doesn't go after her. So Portiana is broken up. Seriously, Portiana is broken up and I'm not okay with it. So they break up and Ariana sort of rebounds, but she's like going through some stuff, and she and Miller are like crazy evil energy and Dorothy can't keep up. She's actually really worried about Ariana and Portia. But Ariana's like, you know, all this stuff we got from Rick's office, it actually shows that Miller's kind of a jerk, so you should look at it. And so Dorothy looks at the stuff about Miller, and it turns out that Anton was a terrible person, and Miller is still doing terrible things because he's still Anton. He didn't stop being Anton. And so she is super annoyed, and she's like, what? Why are you doing terrible things? And he says, I was doing terrible things, but I didn't want Rick to get rid of MST because I know that you love it. And she's like, what are you talking about? Turns out Rick wants MST shut down forever, which means Dorothy would never get to pledge. So Miller keeps saying that he loves Dorothy, and that's why he wants to take Rick down. Not because Rick has a bunch of crap on him and could like get him arrested forever. No. But Dorothy's like, no, we're not doing this. You're a terrible person. We're not dating, ever. She breaks up with him. He storms out. Then, like, Dorothy's upset that they broke up because she liked him, and Connie comforts her. But then, when Dorothy is sort of dealing with the breakup, Miller suddenly appears in her apartment and is going through her computer, and she's like, what are you doing? And he's making sure that he's trying to delete all the files about him that she has. And she's like, what are you doing? Stop. And he's like, no, I can make you amazing. You can become president of the student union if we take Rick down. And we could do everything together. But then, when she says, no, you're a terrible person, you don't understand good from bad, he's like, fine, if we're not in this together, then anything that happens to Anne or anybody else from this point forward is your fault. Because you see, Rick has naked pictures of Anne that he could leak at any point in time. And Miller is not a good guy and would totally leak them to destroy Anne, which would destroy Dorothy and MST. Oh, so much drama, guys, so much. Whew. I'm not sure I breathed for any of that recap. I think that's everything. That sounded like about everything. I'm sure I left some great stuff out, like there were Nerf guns and retelling of events, but without the sock puppets. I'm trying to think of other things. There was drinking and dancing and lots of Harry Potter references, which were amazing. But yeah, I think that should get you mostly up to speed. You should watch the series, because watching the series is way better than just listening to me, like, quickly speed tell you everything. Trevi! I didn't tell you about Trevi! Trevi is amazing, and she is Dorothy's, oh, I always call her the wrong thing, but she monitors all the pledges and stuff and looks out for all of the people who are pledging. She's a big deal. She's like Anne's right-hand woman. Like, she and Anne are really close. I should have mentioned her because Trevi is amazing, and I feel like I leave her out of recaps unintentionally just because her character doesn't show up as much, or when she does show up, it's mostly to like say, why did you do this, explain this to me, or to be the bearer of bad news, which is sad. I'm hoping she's in the finale for lots of stuff. So yeah, the live event is coming April 30th. It should be amazing. I'm super excited, and I hope that you are too. Oh my goodness, all the breathing. Sorry, there was so much fast talking. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be recapping stuff from my KindaTV into next week. Next week, I'll be talking about the live event. My video will probably go up really late on Saturday night or on Sunday morning instead of on Saturday like normal. If you want to find more of me, I'm on Twitter at ClefNotes. I have a blog, clefnotes.wordpress.com. I write for the Nerdy Girl Express, which is thenerdygirlexpress.com, and I run their Snapchat, which is the Nerdy Girl EXP. I also post recipes over on the iZombie support group site, which is iZombieSupportGroup.com. Bye, guys!